Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Incoming, presented by me, your host, the one only Psychosin, who's not going bald, his hair is just lost. Today we are going to be reviewing the upcoming third album by whole heavyweights, the heavy metal kings themselves, the one and only Salem, with their upcoming new album, Attrition. Is it any good? Is it worth your time? Is it worth your money? Does it live up to their legend? Well, let's give it a listen. Salem are a heavy metal band who were formed in 1979 from the split of the new wave of British heavy metal band called Ethel the Frog, which I also believe was something of a Monty Python reference. Whether the band was that's where they got their name from back then, I don't know, but look it up. It's definitely I'm sure it's a Monty Python reference. Anyway, they reformed and they finally released their debut studio album as Salem in 2013 with Forgotten Dreams. They followed that up with a slightly more reflective album called Dark Days, and now coming up in a couple of days after I record this this review, their third album, Attrition, will be released. Now, if you have never heard Salem before, the best way I can describe them is 1970s/80s pure metal with some rock elements in there. Honestly, if you like your old school rock and your old school pure heavy metal, you're going to enjoy Salem. Now, again, as I say with a lot of these reviews, this is my first time ever hearing them, but it started off really well, this album. Started off with the song Attrition, which was a really catchy, straightforward metal number. Then we got to Black and White, introducing some of those sort of more rock elements. Then we got to I'm the One, and really the album continues in this pace with that really like 70s, 80s influenced rock and metal feel to it, and sound I should say. Now what you will realise is that when it comes to this album, they've definitely got a very strong Led Zeppelin influence on them. Not really, well, a little bit vocally, but more in some of the riffs. In fact, I think it was My Only Son, if I'm thinking of the right song, that the riff to it is very amazingly close to a Led Zeppelin song that I think was on 4, but I cannot remember the name of it. But yeah, there's a few sort of moments where musically they do drift towards that kind of bluesy rock vibe that Led Zeppelin were doing for their entire career. And really it helps vary the album up. I mean, this album has moments of the old school sort of 80s pure, almost Judas Priest-like riffs in there, while also bringing in some of those acoustic guitars, those more reflective moments. And really you could probably see this as a melding of how they described their first two albums. However, the songwriting's fantastic. The lyrics are there. The vocalist, absolutely superb. Sound a little bit like Bobby Blitz of Overkill, in fact, which isn't a problem for me. But if you've got to be someone who's interested in this and you like your 70s rock and your 80s metal, you're not really going to be expecting someone with a low voice. You know it's going to be slightly higher register to float above those riffs and that heaviness. Now, when it comes to this album, the way I can describe it, it's a very good album. However, what drags it down is kind of the sequencing of some of the songs. I'm getting a little bit technical here now. In about around the time of about the fifth song, Lest We Forget, which is the longest song of the album. Now that is a pure, superb metal epic. That is fantastic, full of emotion, the right riffs, the right musicality, everything. 2 thumbs up for that song. Problem is, we then get My Only Son and Sights of Wonder, the 2 immediate tracks following it, and they're both quite slow songs as well. I mean, you get 3 very similarly slow to middle paced songs in a row, and it kind of drags the quality of the album down a bit, because where they're middle paced, it kind of makes the album feel like it's plodding along a little bit. Maybe they should have been spaced out a little bit better. However, things take control again when we get to Taking Control. It helps if we could say the title properly. Taking Control, then Warning Signs, and we're back to that real heavy, catchy songs with the final track, We Are Gods, which you can see them playing live. And I imagine when they play it live, it will get the crowd really pumped up and singing along with that absolutely superb chorus. So all in all, a very good album. However, due to the way the track listing is on the album, it does bog it down a little bit in the middle area. So I'm going to give it 3.5 out of 5. If you like your 70s and 80s style heavy metal and rock, definitely worth your time. Go check them out. It's called Attrition. It is by Salem, and it is out this Friday, the 23rd of February. I believe it's on Napalm Records. Nope, it's on Dissonance Records. Go check it out, well worth your time. So there you have it, that is what I made of the new album by Salem called Attrition. The album is out on the 23rd of February through Dissonance Records. Hopefully you enjoyed the review. If you did, feel free to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Try and get videos up, but obviously it depends on when I am sent or can buy new albums that release to do these reviews. If you also want to support the channel, I do have a Patreon. The link is on screen now, not on page. I'll also put the link in the description as well. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
I try to face it all.